Howdy, Possum Patty, Mr. Billy Bean, and all the trolls and gnomes and fairies and critters of Soggy Bottom here. Yes, and they're all laughing at me because the mess on the desk is just growing higher and higher. But I'm having a really fun play finishing up these tags that I started yesterday. And I want to show you a fun way of how to put the journaling lines on the back of the tags. Yes. Well, we're going to finish them off first. So come on along. Well, it smells a little bit like overheated heat tool in here. This is a very old one that I got, at a yard sale when I got those embossing powders. I think I went too close. I got the powder on the edge of the tool. No wonder it stinks. Well, I guess I'll clean that off. Like I said, I'm new at this. I'm just playing. Okay. Yes, when I first started it up, it probably hadn't been used in a really long time, and whew, it smelled like dust. But the dust smell went away, and it did get hot. Although I thought it took a really long time to emboss the powders that were on the, texture paste. I used a sand resin. But as you can see, once it's embossed, how bright and sparkly that embossing powder becomes, right? So this was like that neon pink. Let me move it over there. This one was a little bit of mix, some pinks and some greens. But there, a lot of texture. It's a very, very rough with that sand resin. Yes, very, very rough. I've got to get some smooth paste and try it. Well, here's the flocked hearts. Now, I think this probably would have come out better with a smoother finish, like just stenciling the ink and then putting the flock on. But it does come out fuzzy, yes. Fuzzy on top of a very rough texture, so it makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, I'm still learning, so now I know that the flocking embossing powder does come out fuzzy. Yeah, soft and fuzzy, except for I put it over a very rough sand texture. Very interesting, I know. Well, here was my fave, and this was the Ranger Embossing Glaze. You can see how sparkly that is. Yes, look how yummy that is. I love it. This might be my favorite. We'll see. I have to finish it off. And here's the butterfly. And this was also, I believe, the glaze. So it really changes when you put the heat tool on it. You can see this is where I hit it with the heat tool and how shiny it is. And this one I haven't done yet, right? So I was holding on to this side of the card, and I did that side. And now I have to hold on to this side of the card and hit this side with the heat gun. But look at the difference between after the heat and before the heat. Okay, after, before, after, before. So you really need your heat tool to do this. And I was laughing because one of these little jars of embossing powder is so old that it says take the paper and put it over a light bulb. Yeah, so good luck with that with your new LED light bulbs. Yes, you will be there for years and years trying to get it hot enough to melt the embossing powder. And this one I just dumped all the leftover powders on there. And I thought it would mix up more, but I can still see the green and the pink all separately on there. And again, I thought it was a little hard to get it melted on top of that texture paste, but it's a little bit shiny. You can see some of that glitter in there too. So this one I have to finish. I'll put that over here. Oh, and I did one fern to show you the difference. This one I hit with the heat tool, and this one I did not. So I hope the difference is coming across on the camera there. How amazing it looks after you apply the heat, and this is before. So those with the fern, so that one's got to get done. And I did one leaf to show you how sparkly this one is, like a glaze finish, and this one I haven't done yet. Very matte looking. So that one needs to get done. I'll let the heat tools cool off for a little while. Oh, and the same thing with the snow. And this was the bridal one, I believe. And it's hard to see the difference maybe on the camera, but there is a little bit of a difference. This is the one I put the heat tool on. And the little bits of snow are whiter than on this one. Yes, they're whiter and a little bit more sparkly. Although there's a lot of sparkle in the background on this one. Knock that off, okay. Can you see the difference there? This is whiter and this is a little darker. So this one needs the heat tool, and that one's done. I was very disappointed in these gold stars because I thought they would come out, like gold, and they're just a very antique dark gold. Now, did I use the same gold powder? Because look how brilliant it came out on here. I'm going to have to go back and watch my video. Did I use the same gold powder? If I did, why did it come out so bright? I must have used two different ones, right? Because this is like antique gold and this is more of a gold. And this was a blue glaze. Now, these were the same stencil, but remember this one got all blobby? But it's a pretty cool design. You could almost make out a couple of butterflies in there. But other than that, it can just be abstract, right? Put some pretty colors on there, and I'll just finish that up. And then this was the copper one, which also got a little blobby, but that's okay. So before we get to the back, let's finish a couple of fronts, the front of the tag. On this one, I used Distress ink because it's water soluble, and I used green and a blue, and I just stamped them on this mat over here and sprayed it with a little bit of water, took a paintbrush, and went from the mat onto the tag. Now these were made from manila file folders, so it's not like it's watercolor paper, but I just dabbed it on there, and then I took one of those heat tools and I dried it off. So maybe we should do a couple of fronts and then we'll do a couple of backs. All right, let's do butterflies, snowflakes. This one's a little abstract, so, I want to do a bunch of them. Okay, we'll do a bunch of them. See how much time I get. I know I always run out of time. All right, the snow, I wanted to put a blue background on that one. Oh, maybe some blue and purple. Yeah, let's do blue and purple. Moving some of these other ones out of the way. I'm going to take the green off my mat over here. I had to put this board here because, you don't do heat tool on top of a plastic mat. And even though, I was holding it up, still getting a little warm over here. Okay, I did some distressing too. All right, so this is all I did. Can you see me way over here? Yeah. Let me move my scissors. Everything's in the way. I turned the pad upside down and I just stamped it on there like that. See, that's it. Then I took a brush. I got a big brush. I got a little brush. I tried it with the acrylic brush, but it's kind of stiff. So I went with the watercolor brush, just softer. And I'm going to mix these two, see how they play together. Not too bad. And I'm going to just go right over those snowflakes. and do a painty paper background, because then I could just take a towel and wipe the snowflakes off. So we don't have to worry about that. I think I like it better just putting in the purple and just putting in the blue instead of mixing it ahead of time. See, with the brush you can get around that sand resin a little bit better than with the stiff brush. Now where the paint's not going, there's probably some glaze there or something, acting like a resist. I'd love to put some more blue. Maybe some darker. Gotta be careful though, I can't get this too wet. Put a little more purple. Okay, I'm going to dry this a little bit, then I'll put it aside. Do the other ones, come back. I think the ink went like right over those snowflakes, so I didn't even have to wipe them off. But I love that variegated purple and blue background. All right, that's the first stage for that one. Okay, so what should we do with this green? I don't have too many different colors in Distress ink. Well, let me check the closet. Well, I misspoke. I have a whole tray of them in the closet. Okay. We've got light pink and dark pink. Some of these are oxides. Oh, got fire brick, peacock feathers, cracked pistachio, spice marmalade, festive berries, and one's not open, broken china. I got these at a flea market. And you can see it's brand new, but I only paid $1.50 for it. And you know these cost more than that. Okay, let's start with that one. The stencils are on the table. No, I didn't put them away yet, but I did try them off and bring them in here. See? On the floor. They will get put away. All right, you think this will go good with this one? I think so. Well, I hate to waste this ink over here, though. Well, look, here's a page of those wavy leaves that Nads was making. I can wet this. I could have sprayed it, I guess. Well, you think drawing paper would be more absorbent, right? You think drawing paper would be more absorbent. Just didn't want to waste all that ink. I'm making a mess so you don't have to. Okay. I'm going to try peacock feathers. Ooh, that's very green. Blue green, nice blue green. Let's do a painty background. You know, I think for this one, I'm going to use one color, but I might add some of that brown, what is that, vintage photo or something to it after I put one color on. So I can see a little bit around on top, so I might wipe that off after. But I don't want it to look solid. I'm going to kind of dance my brush around here a little bit. See if I can get some more on there. Okay, now this time I'm not going to add any more water. So I shouldn't do this with those there. I got my tag sitting there. All right. I'm going to put up a barrier. Okay, let that sit for a moment. Grab my paper. What I'll do is after I get some ink on here, is I'll go over those lines with a black brush pen and then cut these out like little die cuts. Okay, now I'm going to use the vintage photo, which is going to go empty very soon. I've been using that for a long time. Make it a little grungy, I guess, is what I'm doing. Looks like a coffee dye, doesn't it? When it's dry, I might go around the edge and make the edge even a little darker. Okay, we're going to do the backs too. I think on this tag, I'm going to just put the peacock feathers. Now, what you don't want to do is like painting the side of a barn, right? We are not painting the side of a barn. We're making our brush dance with color over the paper. Get that variegated look. And see this side, I use the brown, so I'm going to take the brown, the vintage photo. And I am going to put it on this piece of corrugated cardboard. Like this. Sprayed it a little bit. And I just plopped it down on there. And then you get these awesome organic lines. Put a little too much water on there. So I probably didn't want to press that hard, and I probably didn't want to put that much water on there, but that's okay. All right, let's do blue. Let's do blue. You know what? I haven't opened this. What am I saving it for? What am I saving it for? And this one is Broken China. Broken China. Because then I'll put the purple on top. Let's get more Broken China. More ink, less water. Get a nice variegated color going there. More Broken China. Lots of Broken China around the edge. Okay. Love it, love it. Isn't this gorgeous? Looking good, huh? Looking good. The Dusty Concord. I didn't dry this, but that's okay. We'll be gentle. Yes, 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 yes. I love these lines. I love these lines. They're just so organic. Now, I didn't dry this, and that's why the color ran a little bit in there, but that's okay. Okay, on the first one, I also took a pen and just put dots across the top because there was just like a score mark there. Don't have to do that, but I also put some of that metallic pen on the points of the banner. And then on the back, I did put a sticker, just a little white flower in the corner. This is completely optional, but let's see. Should I put some stickers on here? See, this one's snow. So do I want to put a flower on the back of a snow? You know what? I might. So we have flowers at Christmas, right? Maybe a white rose. A white rose for Christmas. Now these are the clear plastic stickers, and they're supposed to look like real dried flowers. And if I don't want to put the whole thing, I can always trim it off. Very subtle, very subtle. There's a big lump. There's a big lump of texture paste underneath there, but that's okay. Press the sticker down around it. Okay, let's do pink. Let's do pink. Gonna kink it over here. Once you kink the corner, it usually comes right off. Now I can bring it down a little bit, like that maybe. Okay, got this one. Put a mushroom on this one. These are more like vellum. Maybe that one. I suppose you can put any kind of images on that you want. If you cut them out of a magazine, or just do a little sketch on there. And the last one is a fern. The last one is a fern. There. All righty, well, out of 16 tags, I've got 5 done to completion. Quite a variety here though, right? What do you think of those lines? I love them. I love them. And when these go in a journal, they might get ribbons or some kind of little flag at the top there, depending on what I'm going to do with it. But there they are, completely different, right? 5 completely different styles. Well, that was quite the 2-day play, wasn't it? Oh, I got to use so many of my supplies and tools. I know this old heat tool that I got at a yard sale. Yeah, after that dusty smell went away, it worked pretty good. Not too bad. Used up a couple of stickers. Used up some of the manila file folders. Baby Possum gave me like half a box of them. I used my tag dies, yes, to cut the tags out. Finally got out that embossing powder, which has been sitting in there since last year too, when I got the heat tool, right? All of that. Oh, and all the distressed inks that have been sitting in the closet. Yes, this was quite the play. Oh, and the stencils. Yes, yes, yes. I did take a moment and clean things up off the floor, and I filed the stencils back in here. The Stinky Winky Woos came in to help me. She's down on the floor right now. But she came in to help me. So it was stencils and stickers and ink and dyes, all kinds of things, embossing powders. Yes, quite the play. Well, I only got 5 of them done, right? But I love them. I love how they came out. My fave part is making these lines with that cardboard, right? I love this technique. I'm going to use this up pretty soon. Yeah, because it's going to get too mushy to use, and I like to see the line. So I'll have to find some more corrugated cardboard and, just peel one side of the paper off. Works fine. I love that. The other ones, well, I have more of a play coming up. Yes. I'll have to get these out on another day and, have a play with them and finish them off, with inks or paints or whatever. Just some more of a play with these. Ooh, yes, I have to finish this pink one. Well, I have to finish all of them. Okay, well, thanks for coming along today, and I hope you like my idea of the corrugated cardboard to make the lines. Happy junk journaling. Bye-bye. Meditations on the Earth, a celebration of nature in quotations, poems, and essays. I discovered in nature the non-utilitarian delights that I saw in art. Both were a form of magic. Both were a game of intricate enchantment and deception. Vladimir Nabokov, 1899 to 1977, Russian poet and novelist.